and welcome to Stories and Snacks with Isabel. Now, today we will be reading Demon Dentist again. I started prologue and chapter 1, so if you've not heard those, and you're straight onto these, I advise you to go to prologue and chapter 1 of the video. Okay, so we're only going to be reading chapter 2 today. Quite a long chapter. Okay, let's read. Chapter 2, Believe. Alfie ran out of the dental surgery as fast as his little legs would carry him. That fateful afternoon, the boy vowed that he would never ever go to the dentist again. To this day, he never had. Appointments had come and appointments had gone. Alfie had missed every single one. Over the years, there had been a sack full of reminder letters from the dentist, but Alfie had hidden them all from his dad. Just getting a quick drink. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. Oh, stay up, Simba. There we go. Alfie was a family of 2, just him and his father. The boy's mother had died giving birth to him. He had never known her. Sometimes he felt sad, as if he missed his mother, but then he would tell himself, how could he miss someone he had never met? To hide the appointment letters from the dentist, the boy would silently drag a stool across the kitchen floor. Alfie was short for his age. He was in fact the second shortest kid at his school, so he would have to balance on his tiptoes on the stool to reach the top of the larder where he would hide the letters. So, there's a picture of him hiding the letters on the school on the stool on his tiptoes, and there are all the letters on top of the ladder. There must have been 100 letters buried up there by now, and Alfie knew his father couldn't reach them. That's because for many years Dad had been unwell, and had of late become confined to a wheelchair. Before ill health forced him out of work, Dad was a coal miner. A great big bear of a man, he had loved working down in the pit and providing for his beloved son. However, all those years he spent down the mine took a terrible toll on his lungs. Dad was a proud man and didn't let on about his illness for many years. He worked harder and harder to dig more and more coal, even taking on extra shifts to help make ends meet. Meanwhile, his breathing became shallower and shallower until one afternoon he collapsed at the coal face. When Dad finally came round at the hospital, the doctors told him he could never go down a mine again. Just one more lungful of coal dust could finish him off for good. As the years passed, Dad's breathing worsened. Getting another job became impossible, and even everyday tasks, something as simple as tying a shoelace, grew to be a struggle. Soon Dad could only get around in a wheelchair. No mum or brothers or sisters. Alfie had to care for his father alone. Besides, having to go to school and do his homework, the boy would do all the shopping, all the cleaning, cook all the meals, and do all the washing up. Alfie never complained though. He loved his dad with all his heart. Dad's body may have been broken, but his spirit wasn't. He had a great gift for telling stories. Listen, Pup, would begin. Dad would often call his son that, which Alfie loved. The image it conjured up of a big soppy dog and a little puppy snuggling up together always made the boy feel safe and warm inside. Listen, Pup, Dad would say, all you have to do is close your eyes and believe. From their little bungalow, Dad would take his son on all sorts of thrilling adventures. They would ride on magic carpets, dive under oceans, even drive stakes through the hearts of vampires. So there he is, telling me all about, telling me all of the stories. And there they are, imagining them. It was a multicoloured world of make-believe, a million miles away from their black and white existence. Take me to the haunted house again, Daddy, the boy would beg. Perhaps today my pup will take a journey to the old haunted castle, Dad would tease. Please, 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 Alfie would say. Father and son would close their eyes and meet in their daydreams. Together they went out fishing for the day in Scotland and caught the Loch Ness Monster, climbed the Himalayan mountain and came face to face with the abominable snowman, slew a huge fire-breathing dragon, hid aboard a pirate ship, and were forced to walk the plank as stowaways, only to be saved by beautiful mermaids. Rubbed a magic lamp and met a genie who gave them 3 wishes each, although Dad gave all his to his son. Rode on the back of a Pegasus, the winged horse from Greek mythology. Climbed up a stalk to giant land and meet an extremely hungry Cyclops, whose perfect idea of a between-meal snack was a scrawny little 12-year-old boy, so Dad had to save him. Became the first ever father and son team to successfully land on the moon in a homemade rocket. So that's a picture of them flying on a Pegasus, and that's a picture of them homemade rocket. Look, it's got a little barn out. Don't know what they're called. They're like cockroaches that point north, east, south and west. Were chased across the misty moors at night by a ferocious werewolf. This was the world of the imagination. Anything was possible in Dad and Alfie's adventures. Nothing could stop them. Nothing. As Alfie grew older, though, he found it harder and harder to see things. As his dad spoke, the boy was opening his eyes, become distracted, and begin to wish he could play computer games all night like the other kids at his new big school. Pop, just close your eyes and believe, his dad would say. However, Alfie was beginning to think that now he was 12, nearly 13, and too old to believe in magic and myths and fantastical creatures. He was about to find out how terribly wrong he was. Chapter 3 is called White and White, but we're going to leave it there for now. Okay, join us for more stories. Yes, please do. Oh, you get back there. Bye-bye.